तेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्ण कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। So this particular month, that is Kartik month, it's named after Radharani. So it's very, very dear to Radharani. And without pleasing Radharani, you cannot please Krishna. बिना राधा प्रसेदना मत प्रसादन लभ्यते। सत्यम सत्यम पुनः सत्यम, सत्यम सत्यम पुनः पुनः, बिना राधा प्रसादेन मत प्रसादन लभ्यते. Krishna says, it's so true that without pleasing Radharani, you can't please Krishna. So it's very important that Radharani gets pleased here. So in the month of Kartik. So we'll start the class with Damodara Ashtaka. It's very, very important to sing. There's a more important thing which I want to discuss in the Ashtaka. So after this, Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasasundalam Gokule Prajamanam. Namamishwaram Satchidanandarupam Lasasundalam Gokule Prajamanam. Yashodabhiyolokadadavamanam Paramrisamatyantatosutasopya Rudandam muhurnetra yugmamrijandam Sarambujayukmena satanganitam Muhushvatakam patrisnikapakanda Sitagraivadamuttaram patibattam Iti Dritvalinavinananda-kunde Swakosham nimanjantam atyapayandam Tadiyeshirajesho bhaktaitirartha Puna prematastam sada vivante Varam deva moksham na mokshavadim va Chanyam vrinenam varishantapita Idam deva purnada upadapalam Sadame manasya virashanti manni Idam te mukambojastyandanilaye Vritam kundale snigdharaktaishasopya Mohoshumidam bimbarakararam me Manasya virastamalam lakshalape Namo deva damodarananda vishnu Prasida prabodukka jalapimagnam Kripa drishti vrishyadi dinam daranu Grihadesham amatyam nidakshidrishya Kuviratmajaupata bhutaiva yatma Vayamojitau bhakti vajau kritau Tadapi bhakti swatami prayasya Namokshe graho me sri damodare Namaste sudhame sudati pidame Vadiyodharayadya vishnuprasam Namo radhikaya tvadiyasyaye Namo nandalilaya devaya tutyam Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then the whole Damodar Ashtaka, here the most important part is this one. That is, Varam Deva Moksham na Mokshavadim va Nachanyam Vrideham Varashadiviha Idam Deva Purnata Gopala Balam Sada Me Manasya Virastam Kiyanya. We don't want any benedictions. We just, what is the wish? That form of Bal Gopal form of Krishna in Vrindavan may be manifested in our heart. Okay, that is the only boon we need. That is that Lord Damodar is that cute picture. Now, out of all the pastimes of Krishna, the baby pastimes in Vrindavan is the best. And amongst that, the topmost is the Damodar Leela. Because Kunti Maharani also says it's very astonishing to see that even death personified, that is fear personified, or Yamaraj, he is scared of Krishna, but Krishna is scared of that small stick in Mother Yashoda's hand. Once one devotee went to Prabhupada and said, I want to become God. So Prabhupada said, you want to become God or greater than God? Then he's like, is somebody greater than God? Then Prabhupada is like, yes, I'll show you a picture. So he showed a picture where Krishna is running naked and Yashoda Maya running behind him with a stick. So Prabhupada asked, who is God in this picture? So that person is like, this boy cannot be a God because he's scared. God cannot be scared of anyone. And he's scared of this lady who's behind. So Prabhupada said, yes, that is a pure devotee, Yashoda Maya. And God is God, Krishna says, Matbhaktya Pujabi Adhikam, my devotees should be worshipped more than me. That means Yashoda Maya is in a greater position than Krishna, or Krishna likes to be subordinate to her. So just imagine, becoming pure devotee means what? That is what this pure devotion service is, nectar of devotion. Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadala Anukulene Krishna Shilam Bhakti Ruttama. So with no other desire except to please Krishna. Yashoda Maya already got Krishna as her son. We are all doing devotion service to get Krishna. She already got Krishna. Still she's churning butter. But actually they were like, why Yashoda Maya personally had to do it? Like there were other, so many people to churn butter for Krishna, right? Why Yashoda Maya personally had to do it? Unmuted everyone. Yes. Who knows?
GPS signal lost.
I was just traveling and coming. Okay. Yes. Your GPS is lost. Yes, Shravani Mataji.
Because Yashoda Mai wants to do personally Sardha Krishna Mataji, because Krishna is stealing butter from other houses. So I only will do with my own hand so that Krishna will like and eat.
Yeah, so that means how many cows did Yashoda Maya have?
9 lakhs.
9 lakhs. So 9 lakh cow means how much butter they'll have, how much milk, how much yogurt in the house, no? But still Krishna is going to the gopis house and stealing. That means it's not the quantity, it's the quality problem. Because maid servants were churning butter, Krishna doesn't like that quality. So I myself will go, as Mataji said, I myself will go and churn so that the quality will not go bad. And the Padmagandha cows, the cows which gives the best first class milk, that was taken and made into yogurt, and the churned butter, all that was taken, done personally by Yashoda Maya. But why is Krishna going to the other house and stealing but from the gopis? There's a lot of butter in Krishna's house. Even though the quality is less, the quantity is more. Still Krishna goes, why?
Because the gopis are also devotees, Mataji.
Yes, definitely gopis are devotees. So Krishna can just go and ask, no, why he has to steal it? Gopis will definitely give it, Krishna ask.
It's a beautiful pastime, Mataji.
Okay, it's a pastime, it's to give pleasure to the gopis, but there's one more reason.
Krishna wants to steal the hearts of the gopis, Mataji, by doing this.
Yeah, is Choragraganyan. The butter is compared to our heart, which is like the gopis' hearts, especially because they're illiterate. Still, they are first class devotees, pure devotees. Because normally it is said for a Mataji, for a lady, 3 things are very, very important in her life. 1, children. Okay, whatever happens, if a child doesn't sleep at night or is sick, The mother can't sleep, whatever happens. And it says in any part of the world, if the small child cries or need mother, the mother immediately knows. That's a connection of the umbilical cord. It's like that. And it says, if there is any pure love in this material world, there is no pure love, it's all lust. But still, if there is 0.1% pure love, that is between the mother's unconditional love to a child. So the mother definitely loves her own child. Then her relatives, a relation in the sense her husband, her mother, father, she has commitments, right? She can't just run away from responsibilities. And her chastity. Nobody can question our lady's chastity. If she's really chaste, she get really angry when it is doubted. So these three things are very important for ladies. And these three things the gopis gave up. They gave up their children, feeding the children. They left it on half and then ran to Krishna and Rasalila. They gave up. They were cooking for their house members, and the husband stopped them to going in the middle of the night. Still, they left their material body and went in the transcendental body. And the chastity, because at dead enough night, if they are going, definitely people will question their chastity, and they gave up that and went to Krishna. So gopis are the best, or they are definitely pure devotees, and Krishna likes to steal their heart. He's Chauragraganyam. But the thing is, Krishna is Brajendra Nandan, in the sense he is the prince of Vrindavan. So he is the richest in Vrindavan, right? All other gopis are like very poor. So they were thinking, Krishna is the prince in Vrindavan. Why he has to come and eat the butter which is in our small hut? It's been churned. We have 1 or 2 cows and been churned in such a not a good condition, in the sense it's been in a poverty house and it has been churned. I wish they had a desire, the gopis. I wish that Krishna comes and takes the butter. But if Krishna feels that, oh, I'm the prince, why should I go to a hut and take butter? It's okay. Let him come without anyone seeing. Like, let him come even without our knowledge and take it and go. So they had a desire that Krishna come and steal the butter so that nobody sees that Krishna is taking our butter. But we want Krishna to taste our butter. So the gopis had a desire, and Krishna definitely will fulfill the desire of pure devotee. And so he went and stole it. And why he was tied in that particular mortar? Why in that mortar? That picture you saw where Krishna has been tied. There are so many places he could be tied, no? But why to that particular
Those two, Manigriva and Nalakuver, those two were to be liberated.
That is the trees, no? That is later. That is later where Krishna approves them. That is different pastime. Means the continuation. But why that mortar was tied? Where Krishna was tied to that mortar, not to some chair or table or whatever, some other things. Okay, so
he was standing on it when he stole the butter, Mataji, and that also had a wish to serve Krishna.
So it is said that if you do conspiracy in a theft, like there is a servant in your house and the servant opens the door for a thief, the thief comes inside and steals. So if the thief is caught, the servant will also be punished, right? Because the servant opened the door. Even though the servant was not directly involved in the crime, still, or if somebody has given a wrong idea to someone and made them do some sin, and if they are arrested, and in the court, they will punish the other person who gave the idea. It's like the law of conspiracy, something. So similarly, Krishna used this particular mortar to climb on top and steal the butter. Because normally gopis keep the butter on the floor and Krishna comes and eats it and breaks it and feed the monkeys. And when the monkeys are full, they say, we don't want, we are full. And Krishna says, what kind of butter they make? The monkeys also don't want it. So he spoils the whole place. So they went and complained to Yashodamaya. Yashodamaya is like, why are you complaining, my baby? My baby is so innocent. You should hang it on the roof. No, why are you keeping it on the floor? That's why my baby is taking. So then they tie it on the roof. And now he can't take it. But he still have friends to make pyramid to take. But if there are no friends, then he climb on this particular mortar and then steal. So the mortar also should be punished because mortar is also involved in the crime of stealing butter. So she tied with the mortar. So like that, this Bal Gopal form of the Lord is so enchanting that Queen Kunti is also saying, how can the person who's been feared by even Yamaraj is getting feared by this Yashodamaya. So this is so bewildering because he is Govinda Madhipurusham and now he is like a small baby, kajal everywhere on the face. And so she says, Gopya de tvai krita धामतावस् याते दशाश्रुकलिलाञ्जन सम्भ्रमाक्षं वक्त्रं निनीय भयभावनायस्ति तस्या सा मां विमोहयदिभिरपि यत्पिबेति. So she says in 1:8:31, there's a very beautiful shloka where Kunti Maharani says that how can Krishna be like this? Like, it's so bewildering to me. How can somebody be so sweet or so innocent that even Yamaraj is scared of Krishna, but Krishna is getting scared of this form and of Yashodamaya, and his kajal is everywhere on the face, and there is fear on his mouth, on the face. Gopya teti tvai kritagasi dama tavas. So the gopi, that is Yashodamaya, has tied Krishna with dama. He's Damodar because dama means rope, udara means abdomen. So that's why he was called Damodar. So Yashodamaya have tied it. And now Kalilanjana Sambramaksham, like the Shashru, there's a lot of tears coming, and the Kalilanjana, that is the mascara, the kajal which he has put on the eyes, is full on the face now. Now when small kids cry. So Vaktram Niniya Bhaya Bhavana is this, like fear in Krishna's face. You saw that picture, no, where he's so scared. Samam Vimohe Divi Ravi Baby. So like so bewildering Krishna, how can this happen? So devotees can understand, but Kunti Maharani is a devotee. Still, she's like astonished. Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflowed with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes. And you were afraid, though fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering of me. So this is what Krishna says. So it's so beautiful, no? So I thought I'll just share that how Krishna does this wonderful pastime just to please Yashodamaya. No, nothing else. He just want to please Yashodamaya, and Yashodamaya takes it like a small child, her own child who's been so sweet, was so sweet, and then just getting scared of that particular thing. But the main reason why Yashodamaya tied is Prabhupada writes in the 10th canto, 9th chapter. So if you have started reading Bhagavatam, well and good, you will be in first or second cantos, whatever you're doing, that's fine. You continue reading. But this particular month, you can go to the 10th canto. Okay. There's a special bonus for all of us. Actually, we should not jump to 10th canto. But since it's Damodar month, you can definitely go either to Krishna book, I think page number 92 something. There's a binding. Today, all the kids were reading loudly this binding of Yashodamaya in the temple. And then in the 10th canto, 9th chapter also you can read. Okay, this is so nice. That is, it is about, okay, it is about how Krishna got binded. So in the 10th chapter also, Prabhupada writes that usually kids are tied because if they are so notorious, even my friend, she was so notorious that her mother tied her with a dupatta on her leg to a table. So she can play only in that place. She could not move. So it's natural to do it. But why Yashodamaya tied Krishna is with the rope of love is that Krishna was already fearful of Yashodamaya. So he should not run away. The kids will just run away when they see that the parents are angry. They don't want to get beaten by them. So they run away to some place. So Krishna should not run away. So Yashodamaya bound him. That's what Prabhupada writes, the puppet. Very beautiful puppet by Srila Prabhupada. You can definitely read. If you don't read this time, then you will never get a chance to read it anymore. So the 10th canto, 9th chapter is that, and the 10th chapter is about delivering of Nalakuvera and Manigriva. So that was also Krishna's another plan. Even though he is bounded, he wanted to deliver others. Okay. So all glories to Kartik month. So it's very, very auspicious month. Any devotional service done in this month is like multiplied 100 times. So just imagine the potency of this month. And if somebody doesn't chant the holy name, doesn't do a devotional service, what will happen is the punya they have acquired for 10 years will be destroyed, it is said. So sadhana bhakti is nothing but devotional service in practice. So when we have to practice it, then we become perfect. Okay. So here when we execute sadhana bhakti, what happens? Kati sadhya bhavat sadhya bhava sadhana pita. Kati sadhya means should be executed by our senses and should be with bhava or love that is required is called sadhana bhakti. So action of the senses which produces a stage of bhava is sadhana bhakti. Like there are different stages. Now, what are the 9 stages in bhakti? 9 stages.
Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivrutti,
Ruchi, Nishtha,
Nishta,
Asakti,
Asakti, Bhava, Prema Mataji.
Bhava and Prema.
Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. So before Shraddha, what is the step? These are the 9 steps, correct? Now before Shraddha, there are 2 more steps. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Nityanivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. Yes, perfect. There are the 9 stages. Now, Shraddha means what? To have faith in Krishna. What should be done to have faith in Krishna? So that are the 2 steps that is coming before before Shraddha. What are the 2 steps coming before Shraddha? Who knows? What should we do to get faith in Krishna? What should we do to get faith in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam? What should be done?
Hare Krishna Mataji,
Hare
Sukruti.
Krishna Mataji.
Yeah, Sukruti, how can you get the Sukruti?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Is it so? It's serving the Vaishnava and
Serving the Vaishnavas.
mercy of Vaishnava.
Receiving prasad, Mataji, hearing the holy name,
No, serving
offering
the
respect
devotees.
to
Who said that?
Vaishnavas.
Serving the devotees and
Mahat Seva Satam Kripa.
Mahat Seva and Satam Kripa, it is said. So, you have to do Mahat Seva. You have to serve the devotees. Okay, Mahat Seva. And when you do Mahat Seva, you get Satam Kripa. You get the mercy. Okay, so these are the 2 steps that comes before Shraddha. So somebody who wants to have Shraddha or faith in Krishna, there should be 2 steps before that. Satam Kripa Mahat Seva Shraddha Guru Padashrayah Pajaneshu Smrita Bhakti Antar Tavakamastada Nishta Ruchi Ata Sakti Rati Premada Darshanam Hare Madhuryanubhava Iti Artashu Chaturshdashe. So the 14 steps, so this include the 9 plus 2 plus others also. But here we should know Satam, Kripa and Mahatseva, then comes Shraddha. So till now we know Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, okay. So before Shraddha is something called Satam, Kripa and Mahatseva. Means Mahatseva, we have to do service to pure devotees. Then we get their mercy. Satam, Kripa. So it's very, very important to service. So described first is the grace of sadhus and service. How did Narad Muni become Narad Muni? Means he was cursed, no? By his father Brahma, then to Gandharva. From there, he was again cursed to become a son of a maid servant, Dasi Putra. And from there, he became Narad Muni again. How? Nobody knows. It comes in the
He
first.
served all the visiting in that ashram, Mataji. He served all the Vaishnavas, all the saints, everybody who visited there and ate their remnants.
Yeah, so the first thing he did was, there was some Bhakti Vedantist or some pure devotees who visited his ashram, his place during the Chaturmasya, the 4 months on Chaturmasya. So at that time, he served them, he heard Harikatha from them, he ate their remnants of prasadam. And by doing such service, great service was done. And then he got their mercy. He heard Harinam from them, Harikatha from them. So by the grace of the sadhus, great service can be done, and then service can be done. So that's Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastri Hoy, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hoy. So how can, for us, pure devotees, Srila Prabhupada, Diksha Gurus and all. Now, they are not with us physically. Now, what do you do for them? How do you serve them? How
Can
do you
serve
serve?
their instructions, Mataji. Vani
So
Seva.
that's called Vani Seva. So there are 2 types of service, Vani and Vapu. Vapu means serving the physical body. Vani means serving the instructions. So instructions means what? Prabhupada says follow the regulative principles, chant Hare Krishna 16 rounds and read his books, distribute his books. Okay, so all that comes Satam Kripa and Mahat Seva. It's very, very important. So practice means employing both the mind and senses in the practice of devotional service. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Richate. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tatparatvena Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Richate. This is the second sloka. This is another sloka you have to memorize. Sarva Upadi. So when you do Rishikena Rishikesha Sevana, why was Krishna called Rishikesha?
He's the
Yes.
master of
Senses.
master and controller of the senses, Mataji.
Master of senses, yes. So master Rishikena means senses. Rishikesha is master of senses. So with our senses, we should serve the master of sense. In the sense, with the eyes, we should see the beautiful form of Krishna. With ears, we should hear Harikatha. With the tongue, we should chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Krishna's glories, and eat prasadam. With the hands, we should serve Krishna. With the legs, we can circumambulate to dance in the kirtan. Like that, every part of the senses can be used. Nose, we can smell the tulsi offered to Krishna. Every part of our body can be used in Krishna's service. So when we use Krishna, do that, that's Yukta Vairagya, then what happens? Rishikena Rishikesha Savana. When you do that, there are two things that happens. Sarva Upadi Vinirpuktam Tat Paratvena Nirmalam. The Sarva Upadi Vinirpuktam. You come out of all material designation. Like you might be a doctor, you might be an engineer, you might be so many things. But when you become a devotee, you're just Dasa Dasa Das, or you're Devi Dasi or Das. There is no material designation there. Second, Tat Paratvena Nirmalam, you become purified, your senses become purified. Why should the purification happen to us? Why can't we just go back like this? Why should we get purified before going?
We have so many anarthas, no, Mataji.
Yeah, we have anarthas, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarya. Why that should be washed away before going?
That is the primary eligibility, no, Mataji.
Teto Darpana Marjanam.
Yeah, why should be that? That's the primary eligibility, means to enter into the kingdom of God, no? To go there.
Yes.
Because we are part and parcel of Krishna, and we
Yes.
can only get to go near to Krishna when we are totally purified.
Yes. So that means when you have to go to Krishna's world, we have to be purified, right? Otherwise, we cannot go back to Krishna's world. So, like it is said, if you have to go to the sun planet, Prabhupada says, your body should be made up of fire. Okay. So, otherwise, you can't go back to the God. Like, for example, like they are saying they went to the moon planet, but actually they could not go. Okay, anyone in the class, you believe that yes, they have gone to the moon planet, the scientist?
No,
they
No.
needed the artificial, the resources to be there, But they haven't actually gone inside. They actually just scratched the surface.
No. Prabhupada says no, they didn't go. Why? Why they could not go to the moon planet? Why can't this material body, with this material body, we can't go to the moon planet? Moon planet is a heavenly planet, right? It's not a material planet. I mean, it's not in the standard of the earth. It's above. So to go to the moon planet, what are the conditions we need? Can we just go and come to a heavenly planet with this material body? Just made up of earth, water.
We need that type of body, isn't it, Mataji?
So you said we went to the surface. So do we have that type of body to go to the surface?
No.
So we didn't go. We didn't actually go. So Prabhupada says we need the body that is made up of that particular. See, Bhagavatam says every planetary system, every universe have life in it. But scientists could not prove it because we have defective senses. We commit mistakes. We are illusioned. We cheat others. We have defects, the conditioned soul. And Prabhupada says, this is what I heard from the Acharya. So he cannot be wrong. Prabhupada says Shastra cannot be wrong. So the body is made up of earth, water, fire, air, ether. Now our eyes, which is defective senses, the eyes is also charma chakshus. It's made up of that. So even if they have gone to the moon, they cannot see the inhabitants in the moon because their body is made up of some other composition. Like the sun planet, there are people in sun planet also. It looks very hot for us and all. But their body is made up of fire. There are living entities in that planet also. But similarly, there are living entities on the moon planet. We, with our defective eyes and with this body, we cannot see them. For second, with this body, we cannot go. To go to moon planet, you need a lot of punya. In the sense, it's a heavenly planet. And when you go back, even if they have gone, they cannot come back so soon. Why? Because what is the lifespan in heavenly planets like moon? In Earth, it might be 100 years, but there it's 10,000 years. So just imagine anybody landed in moon can come back only after 10,000 years. And if they come back after 10,000 years, we all won't be here. You cannot report it in the newspaper or something because the generations would have gone by. So Prabhupada says, even if they have gone, how can they come back so easily? Because the lifespan is 10,000 years there. So there are so many things where it is said that it's just waste of money and energy and time. Prabhupada's like, that's why he wrote a book called Easy Journey to Other Planets. If you read that book, you'll be really convinced that yes, they didn't go to the moon planet. Because Prabhupada's like, just waste of money and time. Why do you waste your money time? Easy Journey to Other Planets means what? You can go to other planetary system by taking punya. And what is the use? Shrine Punya Mattilaga mission, you come back. So it's of no use. And people will not believe all this. They say that this all fake things or fictions, but then it's given in the Shastra. That's why when Temple of Vedic Planetarium comes, it'll just be a revolution. It'll change the whole concept of science. Okay, so Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhyalila again, that same sloka comes, Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tatparatvena Nirmalam Rishikena Rishikesha Sevaram Bhakti Ruchate. See, when we did a Bhakti Shastri, we used to learn the slokas from Chaitanya Charitamrita because it's not there in the NOD book. So when you go to this Madhyalila chapter 19 verse 170, you get the sloka, you get the translation, you get the purport also. So you will be able to understand the sloka very easily. All the slokas of NOD is somehow quoted in Chaitanya Charitamrita because nectar of devotion is nothing but the instruction given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami. So there is a chapter in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Rupa Shiksha, in the sense instructions to Rupa Goswami. So all the slokas comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Rishikera Rishikesha Sevaram, when we serve the master of senses with our senses, there are two byproducts. One is Sarva Upadi Vinirmuktam, you come out of our material designation, Tatparatvena Nirmalam, your senses become purified. Okay, so Bhakti or devotional service means engaging our senses in the service of the Lord, the Supreme Personality Godhead, the master of all senses. When the spirit soul renders service to Supreme, there are two side effects. What will happen? One is we become free from all material designation. The other is our senses become purified. And simply by being employed in the service of the Lord, it becomes purified. And why should we be purified? To go back to Krishna's world, we should be purified because Krishna is pure. Parabrahma Paramdama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. Since Krishna is pure, to go back to Krishna, we shall also get purified. So here it is said in Nectar of Devotion that when you do sadhana bhakti, the purification happens. So that's why we should chant Hare Krishna. Any examples from Shastra where somebody got purified by doing devotional service? Any story you remember? There are so many.
Valmiki Mataji.
Dhruva Maharaj.
Very good. Valmiki. So Valmiki was Ratnagar and he was a hunter. No, living in such a tamoguna, he became Valmiki, started writing Ramayana. Just imagine in Shuddha Sattvagun he have come. So that is just by chanting. He couldn't even chant Rama. He chanted Mara, Mara, Mara still. Because Marana means definitely it's killing, something related to killing. But that also Mara, it's transcendental trick it's called by Narad Muni. Prabhupada uses the word transcendental trick. Means it's a spiritual trick, tricking that person. Okay, you can't chant Rama, chant Mara, no problem. But again, that became Rama, Rama, Rama. It says if you chant what is it? Raja and Mahishi, Krishna will take, the Lord Ram will take Ra from Raja, Ma from Mahishi, and it will be named as Rama. Or if you say Halam and Riktam, the Ha will be taken from Halam and Ri from Rikta, it becomes Hari. So anyhow you chant, Yena Kena Prakarana, Krishna will take it as his holy name. Like Ajamila chanted Narayan and it was his son's name, but he went back. Ajamila is also another example. Valmiki, then who else? Purified.
Mrugari Mataji.
Mrigari, very good. So Mrigari was half killing animals. Just imagine half killing means their life have not even gone. Valmiki in Ratnagar, he was much more pious in the sense he was directly killing, no problem. Half killing means there's a lot of pain in the animal, there's bleeding and it just suffers the pain in front of you and inch by inch they die. So that's like the highest of cruelty. And who's that? Mrigari have done that, and Narad Muni comes and says, no, don't do that. Plant a tulsi, circumambulate her, and chant the holy name. And your all the what you need will come to you. So all the Vaishnava village were astonished. How can Mrigari become a Vaishnava? So they come to see him. They offer fruits and vegetables and groceries, and he'll be very happy. So Mrigari becomes completely purified. And finally, when Narad Muni comes, what does Mrigari do? When he was about to pay obeisances,
Yes, he was actually, he
He's an
spread
ant.
the,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
so
a
that the
man.
ant should not be killed. Yes.
And with his chadar, he'll be sweeping that ants so that when he pay obeisances, that ants also should not be killed. So his consciousness became so purified. Anyone else whose consciousness became purified?
That prostitute from Haridas.
Very good. Yes, the
Actually, yes.
prostitute from Haridas Thakur's pastime, where Ramchandra Khan had sent her to break Haridas Thakur's vow of chanting and to spoil his name. So then finally, Haridas Thakur chanted for 3 days in front of Tulsi Maharani, and Haridas prostitute was about to sleep, but she was constantly hearing Harina. And the 3rd day, she became completely purified just by Haridas Thakur never preached to her, just by chanting the holy name. And he was about to leave that place 3 days back, but just for the prostitute, he stayed back. Okay, so these are different examples where
All the hippies, na Mataji? Prabhupada all the hippies in foreign
Yeah,
countries.
definitely. It is said that who's that? Nityananda Prabhu delivered only one Jagai Madai, but Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada delivered thousands of Jagai Madai, including us. So many of us, like we were living like cats and dogs, in the sense eating, mating, sleeping, depending. That's what animal life is. Okay, we were some demigod worshippers. Some, okay, we were worshipping Krishna. But I was worshipping Krishna as a demigod, because when I see my altar from my childhood, I can see all the demigods kept, Krishna was one of them then. Or I was told that Krishna is just one of the avatar. But when I reached Krishna consciousness, everything, all the philosophy just went upside down, and we were like, what were we doing till now? No, what we were not even really doing a bhakti, but devotional service. So we were living like that. But who's the one who changed our track? It's mainly because of Srila Prabhupada we are all here. So Prabhupada is definitely a pure devotee, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Senapati Nayak. So we can't repay Srila Prabhupada. We are eternally indebted to Prabhupada. But what we can do is serve his mission by preaching, by distributing books, by bringing more and more people to Krishna consciousness, by maintaining the temple. In the sense, that is also important. When Prabhupada was about to leave, he said, I want the deity worship to happen just like this. As I was here, even after I leave, the deity worship should be there like this. Prabhupada says, whenever you go to any temple, just see the deities. If the deities are beautifully decorated and beautifully looking very happy, that means all of the service in the temple is going well. Because for a temple to run, just imagine there should be a team, big team for cooking, big team for cleaning, big team for garland seva, big team for ornaments. So many things, departments we need. Then only the deities can be seen as they are now. So when you serve, that is like serving Srila Prabhupada's mission, because all these temples, Prabhupada says ISKCON is like his body, and we are serving him in that way. Okay. So practicing means you have to employ your mind and senses in devotional service. Like you have to, Prabhupada says, you have to attentively hear the Harina. Inattentive chanting, the 10th offense, is the greatest offense we are doing in Harina. Now when you chant, we are not attentive. We are not hearing Hare Krishna and Rama properly. We are skipping. So it's very, very important. Yesterday, I think, it takes half an hour for 4 rounds. Like normally, I mean, if your speed is good, that's fine. But when your speed is more, you try to skip Hare, you try to just mumble the words. It won't be clear. When the speed is very low, the mind will go here and there. So you have to bring back the mind. But in that half an hour, we all finished 4 rounds, and there was another Mataji who did 8 rounds in half an hour. So I was like, what's the speed? But when you listen to her, you can't make out Krishna. It's like shush, shush, shush. And there's skipping Hares. So that's not the way. It's not just a number you have to make 16 and finish. No, it's the quality important. That doesn't mean just do 1 round. No, you have to do 16 in good quality, how much ever we can. So the practice is not for developing something artificial. Like for example, a child learns or practices to walk. The walking is not unnatural. It's already there in the child. No? The capacity is already originally in the child. Simply a little practice and he walks very nicely. When he walks, initially he falls, again he gets up, again he walks. Then the child can even run in Olympics. So it is inbuilt in that child. Similarly, the bhakti is already in us. Okay. Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhika Banai, Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karai Udai. So good Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti is not possible always. Shravanadi Shuddha, we have to keep hearing. So when this Damodar month, keep hearing from Vaishnavas, keep hearing from Prabhupada. Yesterday I was hearing, there was one Prabhu who immediately after waking up, he ons Prabhupada's lectures. And just keep it and then do the routine, regular things and then go for Mangalarati. So just imagine every day we are hearing Prabhupada. Every day your day starts with hearing Prabhupada. He's an Acharya. You might be hearing so many Vaishnavas lectures and Vaishnavis lecture, but if you don't hear Prabhupada, it's of no use. So you have to hear at least 5 minutes lecture of Srila Prabhupada every day. Okay, so similarly, Krishna consciousness cannot be aroused simply by practice. There is no such practice, but by association, it will happen. So when we wish to develop our inner capacity for devotional service, innate capacity, there are certain processes which by our accepting and executing will cause the dormant capacity to be invoked. Such practice is called sadhana bhakti. So practices will help one to become cured of madness, as a man's mental disease is cured by the direction of a psychiatrist. So this sadhana bhakti cures the conditioned soul of his madness under the spell of maya or material illusion. So we have bhava roga, we have material disease, thinking that we are this body. Now this material disease compared to what? Which disease? Which medical disease? We all have jaundice. Why? Very good. Why jaundice?
Because
Correct.
jaundice, when a person is affected by jaundice, the medicine for cure is sugar cane, which is the sweetest. But when the person takes the sugar cane, it is the most bitter. Similarly, for us, the cure is Hare Krishna, but we find it bitter.
Yeah. So when will that person know his jaundice is being cured?
When he'll get the taste of sugar.
He'll start getting the taste of the sugar
Getting
cane.
the taste back.
So similarly, once you start getting the taste for Harikatha, like there is an option for you. Today you have a kitty party or you have a small party there and the material people or karmis, and you also have a program in the temple, some kind of a kirtan or house program, whatever, something. So where do we go? Okay, that it depends on our taste. If we don't have taste, param drishtva nivartante, if we don't have a higher taste, you will leave the temple. Why should we go and waste time, you think? And you go to your materialistic friends. But on the other hand, if you had taste, no matter what happens, you will definitely go to temple. No matter what happens, you will never compromise on your sadhana. So that means our jaundice is getting cured. So, yenechi aushadhi maya nashibaro lagi, Hari Nama Mahamantra lao to bimari, Jeev jago gora chanda bole. Kota nidra jao maya, pisha jikar rakole. So here it said the spell of Maya. We've been sleeping on the witch of Maya for so many janmas. But it's actually Gaurachand, or it's actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who gave us this Harinam and made us come out of all this problem. And this Bhava Roga of jaundice can be cured by Bhava Aushadhi, which is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So as Mataji said, the only cure for jaundice is sugar candy. If you don't take sugar candy, it will be bitter initially, but as he takes it, it becomes sweeter and sweeter. Similarly, we are all into material disease. Initially, hearing Harikatha would be difficult for us, but and that's our only remedy is hearing Harikatha. And as you keep associating with devotees, association makes a lot of difference. Initially, you might be very tired and all that, but when you have good friends in devotee circle, they'll push you to do more devotional services. So it's a pushing process, devotional service. Like just like a car has been broken down for so many years, it need a push, no? It just push, Prabhupada says here. So the energy comes and automatically clack, clack, clack. No more pushing, automatically it goes. Like, so it need the pushing in the initially. So the fact is that we have got devotion for Krishna, that is fact, but some way or the other, we are separated and we have forgotten Krishna. As soon as by regulative principles, by the order of the spiritual master, by the injunction of the Shastra, we begin devotional service. And that's just like students do it. Like you can see some devotees, they come to Krishna conscious movement or in the temple, like few months back, and they immediately start chanting 16 rounds. They follow the regulative principles. They know so many slokas. They are like advancing like rocket speed. But others, our speed will be like a snail. That's very slow progression. And those who joined with us would have taken first initiation, second initiation and gone up. And we are still here, like so lagging. That's because they have done devotional service in previous life. Just brush up and take it. Okay. So you just give one brushing of the devotional service thing, and everything quickly they just takes it up, because they know they already done it in previous life. So we don't have to get upset with it. The thing is, we should try more so that next life we can be like that. In the sense, born in a Vaishnava family and start Krishna consciousness within the womb of the mother. So this devotional service is a pushing process. You have to keep pushing. Like a petrol in the car, unless you put petrol, it doesn't move. So like association and devotional services like that. So we have to somehow or other fix the mind in Krishna. That's what is important. And it's the duty of the Acharya or spiritual master to find ways and means for this disciple to fix the mind in Krishna. That's the beginning of Sadhana Bhakti. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us an authorized program for this purpose, centered around chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. This chanting has so much power that it immediately attaches one to Krishna. That is the beginning of Sadhana Bhakti. Somehow or other, one has to fix his mind on Krishna. Yena kena pragarena mane Krishnena nivishyate. We have to somehow fix our mind on Krishna. Like Ambarish Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj is famous for what?
He followed all the 9
All
limbs.
the
Navavida
senses and
Bhakti.
9
All
rivers,
the 9.
9 types
All
of
the 9.
devotions.
Yeah, savai mana Krishna padara vindayo vacham sivai gunda gunanuvarnane karo harer mandira marjanadisho shrutim chagara achyuta sattadodaya mugundalingaalaya darshanadisho tadvritya gatra sparsha anga sangame granam cha tatpat saroja saurapam shrimat tulasya rasanam tadarpide padau harikshetra padana sarpane shiro rishikesha padabhivandane Kamam chakna kamayena tu kama kamaya yaduktamasloga janashrayaradi. So what does Ambarish Maharaj do? Savai mana Krishna padara. His mind is always on the lotus feet of Krishna. Vacham si Vaikunta gunana. His words were used just to glorify Krishna. Vaikunta gunana. Shrutim chagara achyuta kadodarye. His ears were used just to hear about Krishna. Mukunda lingalaya darshanadrisha. His eyes were used just to see Krishna. And Tatpritya Gatra Sparsha Anga Sangame. His body was used to embrace Krishna's devotees. And nose was used to smell Krishna Tulasi. And Padav Harikshetra. His legs were used to go to Krishna temple. And all the way Krishna's 9 devotional services were perfectly done by Ambarish Maharaj. So this is what Rupa Goswami says to us. Tasmat kena pupena mana Krishnena nivishyate. Okay, somehow or the other, one must consider the form of Krishna very seriously. Then by one of the 5 different processes, one can return home back to Godhead. Atheists like King Vena, however, being unable to think of Krishna's form in any of these 5 ways, cannot attain salvation. Therefore, one must somehow or other think of Krishna. Okay, what are the 5 ways we should do? What are the 5 things we should do? It's called Panchanga Bhakti by Rupa Goswami. Does anyone know what 5 things? Our morning program have all these 5 things.
SEVA, Sadhana, Sadachar.
No, that is 5
Sangha.
S. These are the 5 S. No, this is the 5 Pancha Anga Bhakti. Okay.
Mataji.
Yeah.
Chanting then.
Association of devotees.
Association. Yes.
Deity worship.
Residing in the dham.
Yeah.
Residing in the dham. Then one more.
Bhagavata Shravana.
Bhagavad Shravana. Very good. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana Madhurava Shri Murti Shraddhaya Sevana. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan. Okay. So first is Sadhu Sangha. First is association. Nothing else. This comes in Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela verse number chapter 22 verse 128. It's not seen. Okay. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavad Shravana. So what are the 5 things? This is called Panchanga Bhakti by Rupa Goswami. It's very important actually for all of you to learn about Panchanga Bhakti. Okay, so this comes in Madhya Leela. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana Madhurava Shri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevana. First is Sadhu Sangha. First is association. Nothing else. Krishna Bhakti Mula Sadhu Sangha Faya. The Krishna Bhakti's root is Sadhu Sangha. So without association, if we think we can progress, Prabhupada says we are in illusion. Okay, there should be Sadhu Sangha, association of devotees. Then, in association, what do you do? Nama Kirtan. Nacho gavo bhakta sange kara sangeetan achirate pabitumi Krishna rachana. Nacho gavo bhakta sange. You have to dance and sing in association with devotees only. Nama Kirtan, so chanting the holy name. Then Bhagavad Shravana, hearing, Nityam Bhagavata Seva, every day hearing Bhagavatam. Madhura Vas, doesn't mean just staying in Mathura or Vrindavan. Wherever we stay, make it Vrindavan. The sense, keep Krishna in the center. You have deities in your house or picture, take Krishna's picture, offer prasadam, bhoga, take it as prasadam, chant the holy name, hear Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. So the whole life should be centered around Krishna. Then it's Vrindavan. Then Sri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevana, have a deity worship. It says Grihasthas should have. If you're not initiated, you can have Gauritais. There's no it doesn't need initiation to have Gauritais in your house unless you take permission from a Shiksha gurus and take it. And or you can have a picture, it's not wrong. So these 5 things happens during our morning program. Like Sadhu Sangha, yes, either you come online or you offline in the temple for Mangalarati. So you are in association of devotees. There, what do you do after Mangalarati? You are doing Nama Kirtan, you're doing Japa session after that. Then there is Bhagavatam class after that. Then Madhura Vas, when you are in the temple or in the association of devotees, that is like Madhura. And it's like consciousness. Vrindavan is not just a place, it's a consciousness. And Sri Murtira Shraddhaya Sevana. If you cannot do Mangalarati, if you just see Mangalarati, it says you get that same benefit of doing. So this is very important. This is called Panchanga Bhakti by Srila Rupa Goswami. One should associate with devotees, chant the holy name of Krishna, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, reside at Madhura and worship the deity with faith and veneration. So this is called Panja Anga Bhakti. These 5 things you should do every day. If you do this every day, you are in right track. And as Mataji said, for this we need that 5 A's. That is, you have sadhana, you have sadhu sangha, you have service, you have what else? Sadachar and
Seva.
What
Seva,
Swadhyayam, you
Seva?
said, Mataji.
Swadhyay is
Swadhyay.
Swadhyay. Very good. Yes. Swadhyay means self-reading of scriptures. So these are the 5 S we required. Okay. So somehow or the other, fix your mind in Krishna. We should, this is what Prabhupada says, Rupa Goswami says, fixing on the mind on Krishna somehow or other, that is called Raga Bhakti. Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Karite Prachara. The Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Okay, so when there is, so there are sadhana bhakti or devotional service and practice, there are 2, Vaidhi sadhana bhakti and Raga bhakti. Vaidhi means what? You are under the spiritual master. Okay, there is no attachment or spontaneous loving, but one is engaged simply by the obedience to the order of spiritual master. Like initially, when I came to Krishna consciousness, my Shiksha Guru, my mentor used to wake me up at 4 o'clock for Mangalarati. So just because my Shiksha Guru is calling, I wake up. There's no spontaneous attraction to Krishna. I was like forced to do. In the sense, initially we are in Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Some are very fortunate, they are very spontaneously attracted in the beginning. But we are also sinful that it's not easy. So it was very, very difficult in the beginning. Going forward from 1 round to 4 rounds, 8 rounds, 16 rounds. It took time. But nowadays, online devotees are like very quick. They are immediately going to 16 rounds, taking initiation. That's very nice. So it's all because of their previous bhakti. So in order to to obey the spiritual master and the scriptures, okay, that is Vaidhi Bhakti. And principles of Vaidhi Bhakti given by Shukadeva Goswami is to become fearless of death, hearing, chanting, and constantly remembering Krishna. So smartavyam saddam Vishnu vismartavyo na jatusit. Smartavyam saddam, with always remember Krishna. Vishnu vismartavyo na jatusit means never forget Krishna. So somehow or other, always think of Vishnu without forgetting him. Smartavyam saddam Vishnu vismartavyam. So never forget him. So actually, this is the most basic of all regulative principles. Within this simple order and prohibition, all regulative principles are found complete. Okay, so if the injunction is followed, then all other rules and regulations will automatically fall into line. All other rules and regulations should be treated as assistants or servants to this one basic principle. Okay, we'll skip it. Okay, so Prabhupada says, thus Krishna conscious movement is so nice. Let everyone be engaged in whatever occupation he has now. Sthane Sudha Shridigada Tanivan Manoram. Okay, so Sthane Sthida, wherever you are, be there and try to serve Krishna. Let everyone be engaged in whatever way. Simply let him worship Krishna by the result of his activities and Krishna consciousness. That will adjust the whole situation and everyone will be happy and peaceful. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now you can post that in this link. So Raganuga Bhakti we'll see next class. Today we just saw the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, Vaidhi means under the order of the spiritual master we do Bhakti. That is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. There is also something called Raganuga Bhakti, which is spontaneous attraction. And there is something called Ragatmika Bhakti that we'll see later. And we have devotional service in ecstasy, that is Bhava Bhakti, and devotional service in pure love, that is Prema Bhakti. That we'll see later. Okay, Hare Krishna. Anything to add?
One doubt, Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
This Panchanga Bhakti is coming under Sadhana Bhakti, or it is also a stages of Bhakti?
It is sadhana only, because see, in sadhana only we are doing sadhu sangha, we are doing nama kirtan, bhagavad shravana. That comes under sadhana.
Sadhana.
And when you do that, when you keep doing, it will go to bhava and prema. So this Panchanga Bhakti comes under sadhana bhakti, because we do these 5 things in sadhana bhakti only, no? And Prabhupada mentions even when they reach prema bhakti, they still should do the sadhana. So sadhana bhakti is our basic things. Even now, somebody can't say, I am already in prema stage, I am already in bhava stage. So once what happened, Prabhupada's senior disciples, they were not coming for Mangaluru. There were so many juniors who have joined. So everybody was like, when you go to Mangaluru, first thing you see is how many have come and all that. So they were seeing these senior disciples have not come. So it became like everybody started discussing about it and all that. And the junior, most people also stopped coming to Mangaluru. They are very irregular and all that. So Prabhupada was very disturbed. Prabhupada went to that senior disciple and said, you might be in Prema Bhakti or Bhava Bhakti. For you, there is no need of doing Mangalarti, or because you are already in an exalted stage. That devotee was already exalted. But Prabhupada said to set a right example. You should come, because Mahajinena Gadasya Panda, people will tat achariti sreshta, no? Yat tat achariti sreshta, they will follow you. So you have to come. So similarly, and even if you have reached Prema Bhakti or Bhava Bhakti, you are in that stage, still sadhana is important, Prabhu. So this is the basic sadhana. And in sadhana, there is Panchanga Bhakti, which should we do. Because sadhana means what? Chanting, hearing, reading, no? Service, all that. So association. So yes, it comes under sadhana bhakti.
Thank you, Mataji.
So that's what Prabhupada has given us a nice morning program. Now, if you go to Vrindavan, I think last few years back, in the whole Kartik month, I was in Vrindavan. So auspicious. Like once in your lifetime, you should go to Vrindavan during Kartik, because it's going to be very crowded. You should pre-book things, but it was like very, very nice, especially in the ISKCON temple at night. There is Diya, it's the whole dark, and Diya is offered, like thousands of people comes, and there is Damodarashtaka and also Gopi Geet sung. And you go to Yamuna, the whole Yamuna is flooded with Diyas. So nice at night to see Yamuna flowing with all the Diyas in it. It's so nice in Vrindavan. It's going to be a little cool and colder and very beautiful. And you go to, and after that, so definitely devotees will run for Mangalarti. If you see 4 o'clock, in Prabhupada's Samadhi, the Guru Ashtaka starts, and from the Vibhavari Shesha comes at 4:30 in the temple. So everyone runs to the temple. And we were about to do, I think it was this thing, Ekadashi, Kartik month Ekadashi. So definitely all we're doing Vrindavan Parikrama. So that's like the highest there in Parikrama. So early morning after Mangalarti, we start Parikrama, because so that we can finish before the sunrise. And then we are all there going. We saw like there are 5,000 temples in Vrindavan, Prabhupada says. There are small temples. If you see every nook and corner, there are temples. So you just, but different sampradayas. So when you go, ISKCON temple was overcrowded. We couldn't even get inside the temples to see Mangalarti. Like we were on the corridor and the steps. But you go to other temples, there is only the pujari and one person with Mridanga, one person with Kartal. That's it. That's how Mangalarti happens in all other temples, even in Kartik in Vrindavan. But see ISKCON, see the glory of A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, not just Indians, all over the world, people come from different parts of the world and get together in that particular place who have never got up so early in life and took a bath and comes in attend Mangalarati. Like how Prabhupada have done magic, no? In the sense, it's not magic, it's definitely his mercy flowing, and definitely Prabhupada, all glories to Prabhupada, because it's just because of him we are all here. And Prabhupada has given this morning program so nicely. Once when Prabhupada went to one temple, they stopped morning program. Why? Because nobody was coming. Everybody goes for work. So they have evening program. Evening after work, they all come to temple, get together, have Bhagavatam class and all that. So Prabhupada's like, no, wrong. You should have morning program. No matter what happens, never compromise on morning program. That's why we make it very, very strict that if you want to take any session, you have to obey. You are in Bhakti Shastri, you should do your sadhana chart. You have to attend Mangalarti online or offline, doesn't matter. But you have to do it. Why? Because that's our spiritual strength. Okay, and in the morning program, all this comes. The five Panchanga Bhakti comes. You're associating with devotees, you're chanting the holy name, you're hearing Bhagavatam, you're actually living in Vrindavan consciousness, and there is deity worship happening. So morning program is very, very important in our life. And no matter what happens, you reach Bhava stage, Prema stage. That's how each stage we are in. We can't measure Bhakti, and nobody's Bhakti can be measured. Only Krishna knows how much Bhakti we have. We might have nice tilak and kanti and big shika or whatever, but then that's not, initially I was thinking the longer the shika, the greater the devotee is, or it's been like for so many years that devotee is, or he's a greatest devotee or something. No, but later I came to know even hippies had long hairs, and anybody can have long hair. Does it mean someone would have alopecia or baldness? He may not have a great shika. So all that doesn't matter. What matters is how much we have that bhav for bhakti. Because Krishna is bhavagrahi Janardana. He sees the bhav with which we do. So it's very nice to understand for sadhana bhakti. And this is basically for practicing devotees. Nectar of devotion should not be discussed with outside people. They don't know, they can't understand unless they know what bhakti is. So we have to practice sadhana bhakti. That's why we are called sadhakas. And why the sadhana bhakti is the best? Because we are under the care of a spiritual master. Okay. So I'll stop with Prabhupada. Prabhupada says Krishna consciousness is so nice. Yeah, we said that whichever occupation we are in, we should be be there, situated at the same time, do devotional service. Because initially Prabhupada said, initially joining ISKCON means what? Full-time devotee. There's no like half-time and all. You Mataji or Prabhuji, it doesn't matter. You have to join the temple and be there full time. But that's not possible as situation changes, changes, people are working, have family and all that. So Prabhupada says, later on you can see there will be less devotees in temple and more outside practicing Krishna consciousness. So you go to any house. Now we have this house program now. Every day we visit different houses, non-devotee houses in the locality. And today we had very nice kirtan, and the family members in the house itself started jumping and in the kirtan with us, and they have small prasada, make them do a Damodara Arati, sing Damodara Ashtaka. Very nice it was. Chant the holy name. So when we were doing that, I was feeling like this is what is needed in the month of Kartik or in Krishna consciousness. Somehow try to bring one or the other person into Krishna consciousness. We don't know who will take up Krishna consciousness seriously, but you just have to give that Bhakti Lada beach. So whichever occupation you are, so go to it. Some houses have beautiful altar, nice curtains and Krishna's deities, and very beautifully decorated with jewels and the flower garlands and all. So very, very important that we keep Krishna in the center of our life. Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Mataji, please once explain that eligibility of practice. No, Mataji, somehow it scripted my mind. Yeah, you're saying that eligibility for the practice that requires the servicing of pure devotees?
What, Madhuri?
Eligibility for the service. For
Actually,
the practice.
there is no eligibility.
Eligibility for the
Yeah, there is no eligibility in the sense everyone should have little faith. That is the only eligibility required. It's little eligibility is that faith. Okay, the faith is required. Anybody can do bhakti. There is no material qualification or anything that is required for as an eligibility to do bhakti. Anybody from any part of the world or any situation can practice Krishna consciousness, it is said. And faith is the only thing required. Okay, that faith means what? That it is said that if that is available, please purchase it. That faith to do Krishna consciousness or the SEVA. Okay. Otherwise, anybody can do it.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Okay. So, anything else to be added? I think we can stop. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Mataji. Thank you,
Hare
Sadhguru.
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.